relationship where we find the key, provide some security. Why don't we look around and be forward bound? Come with me, let's try to answer all the questions that we have. Express it all with total candor. Make you cry or make you laugh. Do you think I'm trying to buy you? Bragging about material things. No, I never would deny you as the queen who makes you king. What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about? Who will make the first move? What is there to prove? What are we willing to give to a relationship where we find the key, provide some security? Why don't we look around and be forward bound? Let's get together for the answers to all the questions in our minds. Let's be know and understanders of where we are in space and time. Can we tell just what we're doing? If we take the time, can we be really sure? Building up or bound to ruin what destiny has for us in store. What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about? Can I have a talk with you and have it all in you? I need living really deep. We have to reach every day. Share a home and be. And not do it all, do I another chance on another chance? We make it all and not done be lost. We go through this, I will never say don't give a try and be satisfied.
Welcome those of you who decided to join me 14 minutes in here to this video. This is Geechee Lion here, and I've always longed thought that I wanted to do a live stream, and the live stream is really, as the um, subject says, a recap of 2025. So if there's anybody out there, if you have anything you want to share about how 2025 was for you, feel free to put in your comments. And thank you, Neil Davis. Thank you, Neil. Oh, no. It took me a while to get the audio, but apparently I'm coming in clear now. Yeah, the topic is the recap of 2025. And generally, I can say that in case you have no knowledge of me, this is Geechee Lion's Journey. I've been vlogging since 2023. I started vlogging, I believe, around May 2023. So it's been about 2.5 years. And I am retiree, 66 years old, and I am now residing in the Philippines, in Davao City. I'm a native Chicagoan, grew up, born, and raised in Chicago, spent most all my life there, except for a couple of years where I went to boarding school in Andover, Massachusetts. Other than that, I spent all the rest of that time over that 66 years in Chicago. I'm a retiree staying here in Davao City. So what I want to do is kind of recap 2025. I just came from an extended vacation back to America. I was in America about 3.5 months, so that's quite a long time. So about three months in Chicago, in America, and 9 months here in the Philippines. And this is a year-end recap. So let me just talk about some things. Hey, Michael, Beat Your Life. Yeah, stopping by, drop a like. Hey, yeah, hopefully I enlighten you a little bit. Look forward to maybe checking in with me tomorrow. Let me give you a program note. I'm planning my first live karaoke show tomorrow in Davao City. Tomorrow evening, I don't know exactly what time. I've made an arrangement with a private club owner here, and I'm going to be setting up a live karaoke over there. I'll probably be performing maybe about an hour or so. And it's possible that you're going to be able to hear some other live music as well, because the person who owns the venue, he's a professional musician and an American retiree, a Filipino, may I add. So he's graciously allowing me to do a live karaoke program in his club. So I'm going to be doing that on my sister or brother channel, which is Geechee Lion Music Radio, which is my new channel, dedicated strictly to music, my original music, karaoke. I'm going to be doing some music history, music perspectives of the music industry then and now, and also featuring live performances that some of which I've been able to record from other bands. So that's all going to be on Geechee Lion Music Radio. That's my other channel. So I invite you all tonight to stop by there and subscribe and share the channel. It's going to be a dynamite channel. It's going to be, again, karaoke every week. Is going to be live concerts, documentaries, all that's going to be happening on Geechee Lion Music Radio. Beginning of the year, I was in Davao City. Of course, I moved here. I actually moved here officially September of 2024. I actually came back here and got a place. I'm actually staying in my place now. I have retired and I'm here, and I've set up shop here. My music business, my music activities, everything now that I'm here is based here in the Philippines, in Davao City. And I would say at the beginning of the year, like I say, I had to kind of get acclimated. Thanks, Michael. I had to get acclimated to being in the Philippines in another city. Of course, last year I spent most of the year, 6 months. I had an apartment in San Carlos City, which is a smaller city. It's almost like a provincial city, but it's a city, but it's very small. I almost want to call it a one-horse town, but yeah. So quite an adjustment moving there to Davao City, which is the largest city in the Philippines based on square meters or square kilometers of area. Manila is the largest city in the Philippines in terms of populations, whereas Davao is the largest in terms of geography. So, and like I say, I came here and I've now been in Davao for over a solid year. So I can really talk about the acclimations that I had to do. I had to get used to the transportation system. They have jeepneys here, relatively expensive. Most jeepney rides can get you all the way on the other side of town for less than an hour, less than $1. And just about anywhere in Davao City, if it's not rush hour, you can get to one side of the city to the other in less than an hour. And even from where I am, I'm not staying downtown right now as I did when I first came here. I'm staying out, I would say, in the outskirts. This is a neighborhood, if you will. They call it barangays here, near Mental. And I got to look at a map. I don't know if you consider this to be west of downtown or what. But I took the first 6 months here, really getting used to the transportation, getting used to knowing how to get to the malls, how to navigate the malls, how to navigate the grocery stores, locating the fresh open air markets where you could get fresh vegetables and fruits, freshly caught fish. It can also be had also the grocery stores here. There's a few grocery stores here that usually are pretty well stocked. Now, I will tell you that most of the things that they stock is not like what you would find in America. And that's the only other place I've really been to be shopping that I could compare it to. There's a lot of things that I'm used to being able to go buy in America that are not available here. There's certain, most notably, um, I like the malto meal and cream of wheat. That's not here. The cream of wheat that I did see, I think, was the instant packets, which I don't like. I like the quick cook. I have not seen that here. Also, I noticed they don't sell Fritos here. I guess because it would be too much in competition with the local brand here. But Fritos, from what they're far superior taste wise than what I found here. As far as that go. Also, some of the other specialty items that you would find in America, they do not have here. They just do not sell it. The breads are different. Of course, there's a lot of bakeries here. High concentration of bakeries here, where I would imagine most people buy their bread from bakeries, which I think that on its face is a good thing. The question is what ingredients are they using to bake this bread? Um, I know that for over 50 years, I've been quite a label reader, so I'm gonna be very particular about the ingredients in my food, and even more so now because I've gotten more advanced in age and have other health challenges that I may not have had to this extent when I was younger. So one thing that I can say for 2025 is I'm paying much more attention to my health much more attention to what I put in my body, what I put on my body, what I use in the house. That means clothes washing, dishwashing, wall, floor washing, you name it. I'm paying more attention to those things, reading labels, and again, trying to use the items that I think have the better, less toxic or non-toxic ingredients. Um, so that would be a major thing that I would say I got and can take away from 2025, and I would, hope, not hope. I mean, you do what you want to. You're a grown man or whatever, but I just think it's a good idea, especially when you get up in the age bracket that I'm in, and then most of the listeners are in, to take note of what you're consuming as far as physically as well as spiritually and emotionally. What type of TV programs are you watching? Or what type of YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is that you're consuming, Netflix, whatever. Not necessarily that I'm trying to advertise them, but just give you an example to just, I know I am taking very much a note of what I'm consuming, again, physically and what I'm watching. Now, one thing, now because I've been such a content creator, I'm paying a lot more attention to what I'm doing. Now, there have been some times over the past year that I kind of checked out. I didn't really do much in the area of vlogs. I went sometime I'd go days in a week or longer without doing any vlog, upload anything. Um, a lot of that it was because I didn't feel like I had anything worthwhile to say, or there was nothing that I thought I could say or release that I felt, a certain spirit or enthusiasm for sharing. So I did. Now, this 2026, much different. I'm going to be active. I'm already actively participating in two channels, especially the new channel, which is the music channel. I'm preparing. Or if you go over there now, or even now later, go to my other channel and subscribe to Geechee Line Music Radio, and you're gonna find that I've already started to upload several hours of karaoke videos. I just put a segment there of Geechee Line Music Legacy that there's a song that I wrote for and dedicated to Dionne Warwick. So I just uploaded a segment on that. That's going to be a regular series, Geechee Line Music Legacy. So one thing, even on this current channel that you're watching now, Geechee Line Journey, I have about 12 or 13 episodes of Geechee Line Music Legacy. I'm going to be migrating those over to the other channel. Most all my music content is going to be on the other channel, Geechee Line Music Radio. Go over there and subscribe. Only got maybe about 30 subscribers now, but hopefully, by the time this month is over, that I have a solid 100 subscribers, and I'm going to be looking for subscribers within the Philippines as well as America and other places. And I think I know it's going to be high quality content again, doing the live karaoke performances starting tomorrow. I don't know the exact time it'll be. I'm going to say it's going to be sometime between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. tomorrow, Philippine time. So you have to convert that to where you are. Most places in America are going to be 13, 14, 15, or 16 hours behind Filipino time. So if you want to just make yourself a note, But what you can do is when you go over there and subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way, the notification will come on your phone or on your laptop when I'm getting ready to go live or when I'm uploading something. Make sure you do that. Again, I already have karaoke. That's going to be your channel. If you enjoy music, the subject of music, as well as music you can listen to, you will enjoy that particular channel. So the other thing I've gotten used to here, and I'm planning on doing this segment just dedicated to I'm going to do a detailed comparison, as detailed as I can, between Chicago, where I'm from and stayed for over 60 years, and Davao City, where I've only been here maybe about 15 months. And I'm going to be comparing the different aspects of the city. I think there are some similarities. I'm going to look into it a little further, but I almost want to call Davao City the equivalent of Chicago. I would say Davao City is like the Chicago of the Philippines. It's like Manila is probably considered the New York City of the Philippines. I don't particularly care for New York City. I have not been there in over 50 years since I set foot in New York City. I actually don't care if I never go there. That's why I'm not really so gung-ho about going to Manila. But I do intend to go visit there. I have a couple of people there that I met. I know my other fellow vlogger, Lil F. Tate, is there with her husband, Frank. He's from Chicago. So I'm looking to possibly visit them if I go to Manila. But another thing I want to say on this subject of recapping 2025 is a mind shift, attitude shift personally of how I approach people, certain kinds of people. I'm responding to them differently and thoughtfully based on the way they come across. Um, I'm not going to have any tolerance for bullshit. I'm not going to have any tolerance for toxicity and just other things like that that is going to disturb my spirit and me trying to have the best life, the best life I can at this point. I'm going to be responding quite differently to that. And I intend to be gravitating toward those who give me positive reinforcement, positive attitude, positive impact on my spirit and my morale and all of that. That's going to happen. Um, and certain other things that annoyances that may have occurred or may occur are not going to annoy me that much. I'm not going to get tripped out over money because my attitude right now is that if it's something I really need, I have enough money to get it through my Social Security. And if something comes up where I need to have a lot more injection of income, I believe that I've already made enough music that if I just when I market this music properly to the right audience, I can get as many thousands or millions of dollars as I desire just from the songs, the music that I've already written. I truly believe that, and you all are going to, those of you who care, those of you who give a damn, look out for at least one new release of some music every month, starting with the month of January. So look out for my first release in this month. I may even say, I almost want to say 2 releases per month. I have enough material to do that. Um, but I'm just right now starting out saying, hey, let me just release one new release per month. So look out. I haven't decided yet the order in which I'm going to release singles, or I'm not sold on what songs I want to release as singles. I'm going to make that decision. I'm taking quite a bit of time myself on a daily basis. I'm on my phone, cell phone, I'm on my laptop, and I'm trying to figure out this music business for myself. I'm in the music creation. Matter of fact, I had a live studio session with a guitarist named Han Jun. He's from South Korea. So you're going to be hearing Han Jun on a few of my songs that I'm intending to release. Also have been working. That's another thing that I can say about 2025 is around the end of August, I began again working with international musicians and and musicians from the UK, Ukraine, Brazil, um, Nashville, Tennessee, um, of course, South Korea. I just mentioned that. From France, other places. I've been working with these musicians, and you're going to hear them on some of my newly released music that's coming up. So I do play some keyboard myself, and I sing, and I do program some beats on some of my releases. But you're also going to hear the contribution of guitar and keyboard and drums, bass, and also male vocals and female vocalists, um, especially that I've been working with. So look forward to that. Look forward to hearing something new every week. Every week. Yeah, yes, Link is live. It's live right now, Link. It is live, Link. And thanks for coming back. And I see you. You are a subscriber, and hopefully, Link, that you have the notification bell. Click the notification bell. Everybody else. And Neil, yeah, you're talking about. Am I doing R&B, rock, funk, soul? Thanks, Neil, for engaging with me. And Neil is asking me, so what are you doing? R&B, rock, funk, soul? What is your style of music? My style of music is all of that. I would say primarily I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man based in Chicago and based also in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a great devotee and admirer of the Stax sound out of Memphis, as well as the Chicago sound with Curtis Mayfield, Jerry Butler, Major Lance. Also, I'm into the Philadelphia with Gamble and Huff. That includes Blue Magic, the Stylistics, the Delphonics, people like that. And also, of course, Motown. My mentor is Marvin Gaye, of course. So I'm very heavy on Marvin Gaye. Really like Smokey Robinson. Think he's one of the best writers ever. He should be set for life if he didn't sign away all his publishing. Uh, that's another subject which I'm going to be getting into some of my music discussions of the music business and things like that. But yeah, definitely I'm an R&B man. I'm a blues man. You're going to hear some blues. You're going to hear a little taste of rock. You're going to hear some funk. You're definitely going to hear some soul. I've done some country gospel. Got some reggae coming. So it's coming. Look at disco. It's coming. So jazz, like Al Jarreau, rest in power for him. Um, yeah. So you're gonna hear all of that. And you're gonna hear, and I'm not just talking shit, you're gonna be able to hear and get in touch with my soul and my artistry and my appreciation of music because it's going to be reflected in the music that I'm not only doing karaoke, but my original tunes, which you will hear. Link, you said we have a lot in common. I also record music. Are you a musician, Link? Are you a musician? Do you write music? Have you recorded anything? You can put it in the chat. Man, when is the right time? We must connect. We connecting right now. And I have WhatsApp. I've talked to you before, and I'd be glad to share. I don't care. My WhatsApp with you, with anybody here. Let me see my dog on WhatsApp. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. Okay, let me put it right here. Feel free, anybody, if you want to. Here we go. Yeah, that's my WhatsApp. What are you talking about, clickbait? Ain't no clickbait. That's one of my models. That's another thing about my company. I actually have Filipino models that work for my company. The most famous of which is Labi Anko. Shout out to her, my main Filipino model. She's a Filipino. She's married to an Australian, and she is currently residing in Australia. But she's one of my official models. So a lot of my artwork that you're going to see, LaB is my model for that. Here's my WhatsApp, y'all, in case y'all want to use it. You can text. Easy to do that. And then if I'm free to talk, we can talk with a video or audio chat. But also, I consider Ging to be one of my models. She used to be a heavy vlogger here maybe 2 or 3 years ago. That was when she was going with the white dude. What's his name? Gio. She was going with Gio, and then they broke up, and then she kind of fell out after that. But I hired her for one of my music videos, Hung Up on My Baby. Go check that out. I'm also in negotiations with her about maybe appearing on some future videos that I have working on also. So I intend on releasing probably this month on my channel, which is Geechee Line Music Radio. Again, you all go there and subscribe and hit the notification bell, share the channel. Those of you who may have your 5 or 10 people in your Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, share it with them. Not going to hurt you, doesn't cost you anything. One thing I would ask, though, those of you, I'm telling you, I'm going to have some material that's worthy for you to pay $5, $10 a month to support. So you look at the scroll on the bottom of the screen. I have my own music streaming service, Geechee Line Music Radio. Weekly and monthly subscriptions start at $5. Go to www.geecheelinemusic.com/sign in and sign up for at least a $5 weekly trial of my streaming service. My streaming service features my hours of my original music that I wrote. Also, I have some music there by my cousins, Gerard Rayborn, who is a professional blues musician. I also have a cousin, Anthony Carter. I have some of his music there. I also have some music from Gale Force. He's a man from Texas I got to know him when I spent 6 months in San Carlos City. He's a minister. He was also a musician. And I put some of his music on my channel. So I'm already in the Philippines. I'm in Davao City right now. I stay here. This is my house that I'm in. And what do you mean? I'm already talking about branch out over there with my radio station. I'm broadcasting to you right now from my Davao City radio headquarters. I am in the building right now. So I'm back here. Do plan on doing some traveling within the city. I didn't really go anywhere last year. That's another thing that's going to change, I could say, about 2025. I spent the whole year in Davao City. I didn't go anywhere. This year, 2026, I plan on going back to Manila, Cebu, Tacloban, Iloilo, San Carlos City, Baguio, what'd you call this? You name it. Palawan, Siquijor, Bohol, all that is coming up this year. So let me do this right now. I'm going to give you a little bit. My question would be G likes. G likes. I don't know what that means. Has my music been mastered? Yes. I have professional. Shout out to my engineer, DeAndre Barnes from 35th Street Music Studios in Chicago. Also, have professional production in Nashville, Tennessee. I've done a couple of things from there with Adam, guy named Adam Knight in Nashville, Tennessee, professional. Also, my music has been mastered with James Jackson, who produced my first 2 albums, and also Memphis Prince, Darrell Hagen, which he produced my last Imperial Brown album, which is Memphis Prince. So yeah, my stuff has been mastered. Absolutely. I just flew back. I've been back about 3 weeks ago. And I was in Austin, Texas. That's right. I left Austin, Texas, December 3rd. I was there visiting my daughter, my only daughter. She just graduated from her program there in Austin, Texas. So I was glad to see her. Hey, Lily. Yeah, hold on with me, Lily. Don't go anywhere. No, I'm in Davao City. How was I going to see y'all in Manila if I was in Chicago? So I'm looking to see y'all pretty soon. But let me do this right now. I'm going to treat you all to one of my original tunes right here. And I'm going to go ahead and play this properly. And this is one of my theme songs. And it's called All the Questions. I'm going to let you hear some of this while I take a little break and get my power back on.
Make you cry or make you laugh.
All the questions.
You wanna know why I came here? What are we really searching for? Are there any games being played here? What's behind our secret door? You, baby, what's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about who will make the first move? What is there to prove? Why? What are we willing to give to a relationship? Find the key, provide some security. Why don't we look around and be forward bound? Come with me, let's try to answer all the questions that we have. Express it all with you. As the queen who makes you king. What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about me, baby? What's the deal about you, baby? What's the real about? Who will make the first move? What is there to prove? Why? What are we willing to give to a relationship? Will we find a key? Provide some security? Why don't we look around and be forward bound?
Yeah. Giving y'all a little bit of taste of all the questions. The young lady that you heard singing there, her name is Marta Garrett. And our producer had her on about 7 of my songs that I've recorded. She's been on. So I have enough for an album. I'm going to be probably releasing a song from Marta Garrett at least once a month. You're going to see that. Thank you. This song has great potential. Yeah, well, it's out. I mean, that's the master version. Now, I released a version of this with me singing on my album Ministry. Of course, as you know, Ministry is the album that was inspired by Filipina P. And the song on there, I sang it, and it's called All the Questions. And it's basically talking about not only, interviewing somebody, but also checking out a person, asking them questions, getting to know them, interviewing them, to be your lover, to be your somebody you want to deal with. So that's what All the Questions is about. If you could pick that up if you were listening to the lyrics. I can move my equipment over with LBC and not to worry about any tax payment. Well, as far as equipment goes, here's my mic. I think probably carried this mic in my luggage. Now, as far as equipment, my laptops are here where I do most of my in-house music production. Of course, when I get to the major stuff, I am working with professional studios in America, and I also have already worked with professional studio right here in Davao City. So I already have that set up as well. And then as far as gear, I'm intending to actually buy another keyboard. I thought about shipping a keyboard here, but I said, you know what, that $125 or $200 that I would spend, I might as well just buy me another computer. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Lily used to have live stream. No, she ain't stopped. She's still doing a live stream. She's done it recently. And now Lily, the only reason why I missed hers because I might have been in the middle of working on my vlogs, and by the time I got through working on preparing for my karaoke show, I think she was done. But it was my intention for me to join her. But yeah, if you shipping something, I mean, hey, they got the stuff. They have the facility to ship stuff. But I mean, if you got that type of money, fine. You just getting a good subject. Yeah, sometimes you got to be in the mood or something got to really spiritually hit you and not just go on randomly doing live streams. That's why I haven't been, as far as live streams, I rarely ever do a live stream. Now, I do I have been pretty reliable on releasing videos, but not a whole lot. I'm not doing, let's say it like this, I'm not doing as much as Calvin. You know, Calvin is doing something almost every day. I'm not trying to be like Calvin. I'm not trying to produce that type of volume. I don't think really at this point I'm not interested. But I tell you what, I am quite excited. Yeah, what do you mean? You believe Lily is no longer in the Philippines? Yeah, she's here. What you talking about? Uh, they won't let her out of the Philippines. You must not have not been following Lily to say that. You know how many times Frank tried to take her back to Chicago, even after marrying her, and she can't get a visa? Oh, yeah. So LBC, like I said, y'all got that. Y'all got that shipping. Like I said, not me. Well, shipping I've been doing is ballot buying. I have been doing some ballot buying. I found a good company called Forex, and their large standard ballot buying boxes, $125 each. I plan on doing a vlog and featuring them, a little video of them, picking up my ballot buying. The ballot buying boxes take anywhere from 2 to 3 months, they say, to deliver $125 each. So while I was in Chicago, I think I want to say I shipped 4. 3 I'm sure of that I shipped. And realistically, I'm not looking for them to get here until February. Okay, that I may get that first one. But yeah, no, they ain't never. I don't know what you talking about, Link. Lily ain't. They won't even let her in the United States. I mean, golly, huh? I don't even know where you got that. Where's your mind? What are you doing? Listen, y'all. Another thing. I ain't good dealing with no crazy stuff. I ain't dealing with nobody that's playing crazy or actually crazy. I mean, I've seen some people say some stuff and ask some stuff for some of these vloggers that's like, hey, I mean, where have you been? Well, I mean, how did you even formulate that in your mind to even say that and ask? Come on now. Anyway, but yeah, I know Lily. I mean, I know Frank. A little bit to take Lily back to Chicago and kind of show her off because as fine as she is, let these women know in Chicago say, hey, look what I got. But still have ties there, and I do. And I plan on at least going back to Chicago that once a year. Now, do I plan on staying there for 3.5 months like I did last year? Hell no. Now, recapping the 3.5 months that I talked about, Davao City, getting used to the transportation, getting used to where the stores are, getting used to where the services are, dealing with the utilities, dealing with paying bills, dealing with service, getting my hair cut, getting my hair colored, nails done, massage, things like that. I did a lot of that in Davao City last year, getting used to the city. And I'm even still now exploring the city and getting to know it. Like I said, I see some similarities to me, some between here and Chicago. And I believe this year I'm pretty much going to know Davao City as well as I do Chicago. Yeah. So it's like this, Link, and that's like anybody, and I tell you out there that may be listening to me. If you have an idea for a subject, please email me GeeChyLionsJourney@gmail.com. I want some topics. If you all give me some topics, I'll be glad to deal with them. That give me something, to chew on, and some, I'm gonna have plenty on my own, but I like to deal with a subject that comes up organically within the audience and those who care about my channel enough to tune in, like you, Link. I appreciate it. Um, but that's what it is. Yeah, 2 to 3 months. That's what they're telling me with the ballot buying. So I shipped something in November, and they just told me straight up February. So that's 3 months, which means if I ship something in September, I should be getting it. I should be getting it this month. Okay, I know a lot is going on. I understand. Step away from YouTube. I got you. But by definition, if you stepped away, you are out of the loop. You can say you were not voluntarily out of the loop. Shit happened and you got out of the loop, but you was out of the loop. Okay. You can bring boxes. Yes, Neil, you can bring. I've seen them. You can bring boxes with you on the airplane. Now, the thing about that is they're not gonna let you do it for free. Okay. Depending on who you fly with, they have a luggage limit. If you go over that, then you're going to be paying $100, $200 per bag, per box. Now, depending on what you want to bring, maybe that's cool. One thing about it, if you pay that $200 or whatever, you have your stuff there with you right away, and you're not waiting 3 months for your body. Bang. You know what I'm saying? Is theft an issue? Well, it's thieves everywhere. I want to say that I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. That's another thing. If I don't know the answer to a question, I'm just going to say I don't know. Now, you can accept that or not. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to just say I don't know. That's what people should do. I try not to have anything of great value in a check bag. Mostly my more pricey stuff like the electronics, they're all on my carry-on. I do not check no electronics. I did not check my laptops. Like I said, it's microphone, stuff like that. Some of that stuff I did ship ballot buying. But I'm not doing that. Yeah, Neil, I guess if you're with the right company, I mean, they should have enough care where you should be able to ship your stuff, as a rule, but there's always going to be exceptions and occasional. How long you been there? I guess you may be talking to Neil. I told you I've been in the Philippines for 2 years. I've been here since September 2023. First time I stayed like 10 months. Went back to Chicago, stayed for 2 months, and then came back to Davao and stayed a year, almost 1 year. Then I went back to Chicago for 3.5 months. And now for the last 3 since December 10th, December 12th, I'm back in the Philippines. Okay, rolling. It's a rolling keyboard. I had a rolling keyboard. I had a Juno 106. I sold it. Matter of fact, I had 3 keyboards. As soon as I put them on the market, they were sold within less than 7 days. People snapped it up. My first one I sold, I had a vintage Yamaha CS60, which is notable because at the time when I got the CS60, Stevie Wonder was playing the CS80. I sold that like instantly. As soon as I listed it, somebody bought it. Business said depends how you fly business class. Yeah. You authorize, 2 boxes in place of your luggage, not in additional, which you can do it additional if they have the room, but you're going to pay. You're going to pay. Check it out. Yeah. Oh, topics for lying, Mitch me. Experience while deciding to be single or seeking a spiritual wife, and is it possible? What do you mean by a spiritual wife? You mean a someone who is a soul mate or someone who is spiritually compatible? Is that what you mean, a spiritual wife? As opposed to what other type of wife is there, and is it possible? Yeah, I may take that one up. The value of Harana and if it should return to secure Philippine generation. Let me just give you a note on Harana. Harana is what I did very extensively with Filipina P. When I produced that album, that was a big Harana. On her birthday 3 years ago, I produced karaoke. I did 6 videos that I sang and serenaded P, Sweet P, for her birthday. Matter of fact, that's how I first got to meet P. She was somebody who really wasn't on Facebook, but for whatever reason, she decided to go on Facebook around her birthday, and I started chatting her then, and that began the process of that few months where I ultimately fell in love with that woman. And then before I could really let her know that, she let me know that she had a boyfriend and that she was taken, and that devastated me spiritually. Matter of fact, that devastated me more than a cancer diagnosis. That's how much that hurt me when she told me that she had a boyfriend, because I was hung up on her like no one else. And I can probably tell you, I'll probably never be hung up on another woman like I was hung up on her. I do not think that's going to happen. Now, meet me some nice women over here that I may like, and deal with over here, and enjoy their company and share exchange of hearts, if you will, exchange of love, exchange of positive energies and all that. But am I going to fall in love and be that big a fool like I was? That ain't going to happen. Yeah, but if you look at some of my videos, yes, I've done Harana to who else? Wang was another person I did some Harana to a certain degree. Sharon Lapu Lapu, of course, she's not Sharon Lapu Lapu now. You could say that was Harana, but the main Harana was definitely Filipina P. Yeah. Can a Western man truly trust local women with great potential? Or is it best to say single and not touch them? Well, your mileage may vary. I mean, the local women are going to vary just as they did in America. I can just off the cuff tell you that the quality of women that I've been exposed to in the Philippines are miles and light years ahead of those in America. I have no desire. I have no regard for American women. They are dead to me. I consider them a lot of old hags and witches. I was not treated well. I was not treated well by the female population there in America for 60 years. No. Filipinas got it though. Filipinas got that magic. And I'm saying this from the limited experience I've had with them. I was exposed to Filipinas when I started working in the healthcare industry there, and one of them is still my great friend till today. But man, ain't nothing like a Filipina. America, get the fuck out of my face. Neil, I'm a home over here in the Philippines. Okay. You purchased a home in 2021. Yeah. Well, you purchased a home. Well, of course, your name is not on it, I guess, unless you got a condo, Neil. Your name can't be on it unless you got a condo. You mean your lady or whoever you got as your Filipino friend here Their name is on it. But I know what you're saying when you purchase your home. Same thing, similar situation would be with me, except mine was in 2024 when I came back. So I've been in this house, which I'm broadcasting from, about 15 months. Yeah, back and forth. Go back to America. Yeah, go back to America. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Yeah. Geechee, yeah, this is my dear Lilibeth. Geechee, I have a friend send me an iPhone 17 Pro Max. The customs asked tax 120,000 pesos. That is ridiculous. He would have done, of course, I don't care. He's a grown man or grown woman, whoever it was. Do whatever you want to do. It ain't hurting me whatsoever. What I would have suggested, though, is for them to send you the money, Lily, and let you go to SM Mall or Yala and buy the damn phone here in the Philippines yourself. Why the hell would they send you a phone? But you know what? God bless them in the name of Jesus. I ain't getting into that. Okay? I'm not getting into that. Harana, baby. Yeah, that's serenading. I did it. And you all are going to be seeing, I'm going to put those videos out. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it between 9 Valentine's Day. I'm going to put my Harana videos out that I did for Filipino P. You will see them exclusively on my Geechee Line music channel. And actually, Filipino P was the only woman in history, after being alive over 60 years, who said she would be my Valentine. Filipina P is the only woman, only female ever to accept and say that she would be my Valentine. That's just a historic note again about my exchange with her. And like I say, I'm not going too far down the rabbit hole with that, but I'm not through with Filipina P yet. There's still some unresolved issues. There's some things out there, and I've already, if she read the comment, I commented to her on her post. 2026, I'm going to have closure one way or another with Filipina P and that whole thing. The second part of the Ministry is coming out this year. Ministry album part 2 is coming out this year. It's already half done. You're going to hear the vocal stylings of Marta Garrett, who you heard earlier. She's going to be on the album with at least 3 cuts. I think I'm going to have 7 cuts on there altogether. So look forward to that. Neil, you bought 2 iPhone 17s. Yeah, you don't have to pay the taxes. Yeah, you bring them in person. They don't know, huh? You can have $1 million phone, personally autographed by James Bond himself. They don't know how much this doggone thing can be worth solid gold. On Goldfinger or something. They don't know what it is. You bring it personally. But that was kind of a dumbass move to ship it and then be stupid enough to tell the customs or whoever that you shipped at, yeah, they taxed your ass. You needed to be taxed with your dumb ass. Okay. Yeah, Geechee. Yeah, buddy. Topics for Dear Lily. Oh, Lord. Dear Lily, should a Western man trust local or promised women? How to transition from the West to the East and the realities of being in another foreign country. Yeah, I can deal with that. I'm going to deal with that subject as well. And just so you know, Dear Lily is a province woman. I actually visited her hometown in Negros. I think it's called Barangay Tapi. So I actually met people who personally knew Lilibeth. I didn't know I was going to meet them, but I did. So they actually knew her personally in her hometown. So I could say Lily, I would say she's the Proverbs woman. And I would say, based on her dealings with my brother Frank, you can definitely trust a Providence woman. I think the Providence woman, and I met some. They have some beautiful qualities about them that I've seen. Again, these are scenes qualities that I've not seen much of in America. Oh man, Providence women, oh something else. I tell you. Um, just being around them as much as I have, and I was around some last week as I went to a family reunion to the province. I mean, the stark difference is when I'm in America, I have to worry about who am I going to have to kill today, or who's going to try to kill me, who I'm going to have to hurt today, who is going to try to hurt me, what asshole am I going, what attitude, what am I going to have to deal with today, what bullshit am I going to have to put up with in America. Man, in the Philippines, total opposite. The men are friendly, they are polite, they respect the children, respectful. And I'm gonna tell you, the high percentage of these women here, I want to make love to them. Okay, let's put it like that. I want to make love to these Filipinos over here. Versus in America, you trying to shield yourself from the hate. Okay, how to transition from the west to the east? Yeah, I can certainly talk about that, and I already have talked about that. Yeah. So, like Neil said, yeah. Link, no, you have the best, whatever that means. But every woman, yeah, don't trust them blindly. Do your due diligence, most definitely. Yeah, the ones, and the one I'm dealing with, she has earned my trust, and all of that. Definitely do your due diligence on anybody. Yes, Lilibeth, thank you. I know that better than you do, that she's happy now as a married person. She told me she was getting married probably before she told you, honey. I saw Sharon personally, and she told me I met her and Andy in person at the wedding that I sang at. So I knew all about that. Yeah, I've seen her and Andy a couple times. Yeah, I know she's happy now, but when I first met her, she was not dealing with Andy, okay? Andy came later on in the conversation. When I first met Sharon, she was not dealing with Andy then. I don't know what he was trying to get with her or what, but Andy was not even in the picture. Thank you very much. Yeah, just trust your instincts on women. Well, that depends on what type of person you are. Depending on the type of person you are, you shouldn't trust your instincts. One thing that I always found is good, if you can make some friends and make some friendly acquaintances who want to look out for you, and have your best interests at heart, and they've demonstrated that through the things they've done and said. Um, that is a very good thing, good deal, whether they be male or female, whatever the age is. If it's somebody like that who is looking out for you, that can be a great help. Neil, yes. Yeah, of course. I know you married, or something like it, for you to have a house. Yeah, there's definitely benefits of being married to a Filipino. And man, Philippine, I'm just telling you, just the average Filipino woman. I just tell you, the spirit is that I want to make love to you. I want to make love to you. I want to kiss you. I want to hug you. All that stuff. I mean, they are just adorable, most of them. Every now and then you get one that, you know, they may not be feeling you like that, but for the most part, they're at least respectful. And even if they kind of turn you down somewhat, they do it in a sweet, more gentle, caring, compassionate way, such as versus the bitch mode that you're going to get mostly in America. Is mostly what you're going to get there. And like I said, I'm glad to be away from them. I don't give a damn about them, and even stronger. The only way I care about these women there is if they buy my music. You buy my music, you paying for my music, cool. Other than that, on a personal level, I ain't studying you. Maybe you in my family or something I'm dealing with you, but the average American woman in the run of the mill, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Nice topics, Link noted. Yeah, I'm noting them myself and gonna deal with it. Thanks for y'all engagement tonight. I appreciate it. Questions for I guess Brother Lion. When I met the True Girls, yeah, they were nice enough to have me on their show. I guess I was glad to rate highly enough for them to have me. Which one would I marry? Well, I didn't get to know them, get into them like that. I would imagine, because I faintly remember them. Well, you know, Jimmy. I mean, she's something else physically. I probably would have leaned toward one who was single and didn't have children. Now, I think a couple of those ladies had children. So if you can refresh my memory, Link, which one of the four had children? I'm pretty sure Jimmy did, but who didn't have children? And then I could probably picture or go look at those. But definitely, at that time, I would have been certainly gravitating towards someone who didn't have children. Definitely. Appreciate it, Link. I guess you responded to something he said. Harana has a deeper meaning to it over singing to a panay. Yes, I understand about that. And what the hell do you think why I call it Harana? I was trying to deal with Filipina P now. That wasn't no bullshit. I was trying to deal with her. Okay? That was out. If I'd had the opportunity to properly court her, I would have done it. No question in my mind. Okay? No question. So you talking about it has a deeper meaning? I was deep. I was deep in it. And I deeply the fuck meant what I did and said. Yeah, I think Jim because she moved to Bahal. Yeah, I don't remember one of them. I know a couple of them had children though. So, like I said, I probably wouldn't have leaned toward that. No, Link, I'm saying you got to tell me. There's a couple of them I believe that weren't married. I think it was one of them that it was kind of nerdy. She wore more glasses. Forgot the name. I don't know if that was Cheryl or Clara. I think that was one I kind of liked. But again, refresh my memory, which one of them did not have children? All of them are fine. I got to deal with all four of them. No problem. You know, but y'all got to, again, Neil, it don't make a person a dumbass if they don't know the rules of the country. They just don't know. But in the Nation of Islam, we had a saying, mistakes shall not exist in the Nation of Islam. It didn't say mistakes shall not happen. It said they shall not exist. So if somebody is interested enough in the country, then they should make it their business to learn and know, like I did for the couple of years before I set foot over here. I read, I listened to the vloggers, especially Calvin, but also Rike, Old Dog, others, of course, P. So I was wired up on a lot of what goes on over here before I got here. Yes, Geechee, whatever that Geechee, but yes. Yes, Geechee. You'll invite me to your hometown. Yes, I want to see you. You talking about Barangay, Barangay that you from. Absolutely. Yeah. Be in touch with me. Let me know when you going back there because I'm planning on going back there because my lady friend's family is from there. So that's like I said, that's how I knew you from there. Oh yeah, Barangay. Yeah, I definitely plan on going back there. So if I know that you and Frank are planning to go back there, I will adjust my travel plans to meet you in Negros. Absolutely, because that's a place I want to go back to. No question, Lily. Question for Lion and the Amazing Lily. She is amazing too. When an older Western man meet or see a younger province Penai, are the parents open to this or closed to it? And would it matter what race he is and does money rule? I would say money may rule to an extent. I would say the attitude, the personality that goes along with the money is just as important or more so with the person who has the money. And we're presuming here that the foreigner, because that's what we're talking about, that the foreigner has more money and more financial resource than the average Filipino, especially in the province. And I noticed that you particularly pointed out a province Panay, I guess, versus the city Panay. That would depend on the people personally. Now I know that I believe I was received very well when I went to the province, even in Negros, and also the province here in Mindanao, also in Tacloban. I think I was received well by the general public there. So I believe if I was able to have the privilege of courting a young lady there, whatever, I believe I was well received. And you see, I'm black, and I can see me being black. I have not found being black to be a problem here. I can say that. And believe me, coming from Chicago, which is Ku Klux Klan headquarters, I know about racism, discrimination, and hostility towards brown-skinned people such as I. But one thing I will say this that I can tell you, I'll tell you, I love Filipinos in general, but I have a special love for the Morena women over here. That brown skin, they're Filipino, but they my skin color or close to my skin color. Some of it even darker than I am. Man, they have to be the most beautiful women. Just physically attractive in the world. Well, I know these men, and I'm gonna say it, especially these white men, is probably batshit crazy about these brown skinned Morena Filipinos over here. I don't know what they think. They probably don't have that same regard for the soul sisters over there in America. But I tell you what, man, I get it. Ones over here, I mean, they have a special attraction. The brown skins over here. Yeah, love, love, Lily. Love, love to you, Frank. Yeah, Filipinos, age don't matter. It's important that daughter treat respect and dignity. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've always been well received by Filipinos here in the province and even in the city. So hey, I'm 66. I'm black. I haven't had that problem. And the women, few women that I've interacted with, I treated them with respect and dignity. And I tell you, they received the best love that I could give them. The full spectrum. I'm gonna be doing inshallah a vlog about the full spectrum of love. I want to talk about the power of love now, just like my father, Isaac Hayes. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting into that. Question for Lily and Lion. This is being taken seriously. In the Philippines, it's a religious country, yes, regardless of things there. Heavily Catholic, heavily Christian. So should a man not touch them unless God points them to be his wife? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Some human being pronouncing somebody as your wife don't mean a goddamn thing. It doesn't. I've seen people who didn't have that piece of paper, who didn't go through that legal court or proceeding, stayed together. My stepfather was with my mother for over 40 years. They were together. They never got the formal marriage or whatever. They were together over 40 years. She divorced my dad. They were divorced. I think they were officially married maybe 10 years, then they got divorced. But she was with my stepfather for over 40 years. I want to say he passed about 10 years ago. I'm 66, so that means I was 56. He might have came in. Yeah. So that don't mean anything. And a lot of these people that they get married to somebody, that does not mean that was really meant to be their wife. I mean, I ain't gonna go into the weeds on that. I can talk about it on the vlog, but just because somebody gets a piece of paper, that really does not mean they're your wife. Some people hook up with people that they should never have no dealings with. That's really wasn't their true wife, I think, whether you want to bring God's name into it or not. That don't mean anything. And then what does it mean? What does this mean to be a wife? What does it mean to be a husband? I think it's more than just a piece of paper. I think it's in not only in just emotions or feelings, but how the two people are interacting with each other, where you can really see what the true dynamics and contents and aspects of that marriage really is and what you really got. Or suffer God's judgment. You know what? I'm not even going into the weeds on that. Again, like I told you, there's some people who got the formal piece of paper who shouldn't have never got married. Really, in the eyes of God or the devil or whoever. That's just a piece of paper, don't mean a damn thing. I've been around long enough to know that. I say this because we not respect. Yeah, I'll tell you, for me, I respect God. Respect God. Absolutely. Been a religious or a spiritual person all my life. Studied several different quote unquote teachings, cause mostly Muslim, Church of Christ, Jehovah Witness, Baptist, several. Don't nobody respect God more than I have. I do. I would like to say that, but I'm not arrogant about it, boastful. I know I'm not perfect. But like I said, I done been through some shit. A lot of trauma. I still wrestle with my interaction with God and what He has allowed to happen to me and against me over my life, my main line with Him is just as Christ said on the cross, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? I felt like most of my life I've been on the cross, and that's been my sentiments. Not going to go off into the weeds on that, but again, that's a personal thing, how you deal with God and that whole thing. And that's right, Lily. Nuns and priests don't necessarily follow everything God commands. So, and that's an unnatural. Being a nun and a priest, that is unnatural. Celibacy is not natural. That is a choice, but that is not natural for a man to not want to be with a woman and vice versa. I'm going to tell you, I extremely want to be with a woman, to touch a woman, feel a woman, taste a woman. I'm a what you would call a flaming heterosexual. Always have been. Problem is, I haven't been able to really exercise that with a real live woman. So that's why I've got I do a lot of trauma from that. But I tell you, the cure that ails me is the Philippines. Philippines, these women are just what I ordered, what I needed all my life. Love is here. Filipinos know how to love. Love, at least they know how to love me. I can't. America wasn't shit. Fuck America. Damn America. Philippines is for me. The love is here. And they have demonstrated here. I've received more love and loving within the first 3 months that I was here in the Philippines versus 6 months, 8 months, 10 years in America. Okay? So can't nobody say nothing about the Filipinos got it. They definitely got it in my book. Open topic. For dearest Lillian and Brother Lion, how do we get the penile away from the illusions of movie actors they see on movies of sports superstars? These things create horrible illusions. You would have to be more specific about what you're talking about. Obviously, there's some stereotypes out there about maybe the thug or the thief or stuff like that. What illusions, what movie actors to be specific, you would have to expound on that. And thank y'all. Give me plenty to comment on tonight. Thank you all. It's probably the best live stream I've had. Lillian, I hear you, but God watches the man's heart. And if we know it's wrong but do it anyways, then punishment is worse. How can a man back away from the beginning, the tempting of beauty and fall into lust? Real question. You know what? Again, what is love? Don't hurt me no more. What is lust? What does that really mean? What does it mean to be tempted by beauty? You know, you could just be an admirer or an observer, an appreciator, aficionado of certain beauty. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you've fallen into lust, anything evil, I don't think. Like I say, I love women, and I haven't seen a woman's naked body much in my life, but I can tell you that the few times that I have seen, I mean, I like women. I like see naked women, their bodies and everything in general. I remember when I was in college, one of my favorite painters was, I forgot his name, it'll come to me. Gauguin, I believe his name is Gauguin. He was an artist who did a lot of paintings because he spent time in Tahiti. So a lot of his subjects were bare-breasted women. And I was fascinated by that. Maybe that was the way I like Gauguin so much. But yeah, I tell you, I consider women's bodies to be works of art. I like their form. I'm naturally attracted to their form. Yes, I like breasts. I like their bottom. I like like legs. I like certain lips. Certain facial features. The long hair. I like the long hair of the Filipino. A lot of stuff I like. Um, I would say I'm more of an appreciator of beauty in that area, and not necessarily lusting after anyone or thinking any sex has to be involved. And I can tell you, as far as my dealing with women, there hasn't been a whole lot of sex. So, if I had lust or desire for them, I had to suffer on that cross. And as far as just a note on Filipinos, most of my interacting with them have been non-sexual. They've been non-sexual. I dealt with them, on the job and developed, some friendly interactions and stuff like that. But for the most part, it wasn't sexual. Matter of fact, it was as far as Filipinos, you can virtually say it was no sex didn't even enter the equation until I got to the Philippines. And man, I just wish I was here earlier at a younger years when I had more, more capacity to really fully engage, with a woman if you want to meet, if you know what I mean. Uh, Link, are you talking to me? I don't know. Y'all sort that out. Yeah, Link, ask yourself first before I answer your question. Yeah, that's always the thing. Yeah, ask yourself your question first, get your own, and then that's something you can share in the chat what your perspective is, and then somebody can respond to that. Yeah, living for you on whatever the question was. I think if I see it, I've answered it. And it's Lily, and it's not Lillian. She uses Lily for short, but it's Liliveth, not Lillian. There's a difference. I have an aunt, Lily Mae. She's not even Lillian. She's Lily Mae. This is Liliveth. Difference. Get that straight. Get my name right. You just reminded me of something. Yeah. Yeah. So let me make a note of that. Shoot, let me put that in the chat. Get my name right. Get my name right. My name ain't Jody, but my name is Brown. Imperial Brown. Get my name right. God damn it. Link. Study the Bible more respectively. Yeah, you should do that and take note of it. Like I said, I came up in a family of preachers. Both of my grandparents were preachers, ministers. My aunt was a bishop. She was the pastor of a church for 40 some years till she passed. She was a Geechee as well, so that's how I knew about that. But I grew up, so I've heard a lot of stuff about the Bible. My grandparents, my cousins, my brothers, even ministers. So I know about it. How about Luzon? Yes, I plan on coming to see y'all in Manila. Now, I was gonna meet my Filipino friend up in Kalinga province, which is in Luzon. Hopefully I get to see her when she comes back this year. She was up there, but I wasn't. I told you I didn't leave Davao City at all last year. Well, if she comes back this year, I definitely plan on coming, want to go up to Luzon. Oh, let me say that about Luzon. Newsflash, one of the places I'm planning to go within the next, and anybody listening who's listened to this broadcast, I'm planning to go to Baguio this month or next month. I'm going to Baguio, inshallah. Baguio. So that's on Luzon. So look for me in Baguio. doing it up and being on the case, as well as to come to see Lilibeth and Frank in Manila. Yeah, yeah, get my name right. Yeah, that's right. Get the name. Yeah, I don't play that. I had a bunch of problem with that because I changed my name to Anwar Kente, Anwar Bilal Kente. People murdered my name Anwar, and a lot of times most people call me Kente because it's easier to say. But like I say, get my name. I had to deal with that for 40. I'm gonna be 46 years. March 26th of this year to be 46 years that I had this name, Anwar Bilal Kente. Yeah, Frank, I'm on that 100%. I believe Western men should restore this honestly or fall in the Satan trap. Just my beliefs. Well, with you entitled to that. Yeah. I say everybody. Be mindful. Be respectful of God or whatever your concept of God is. Have that, because I know I do. At least I try to have that constant, vigilant respect and regard for God and what I'm doing and how I treat people, how I respond to people. I try to deal with it with, I believe, what the best of what God has particularly blessed me with. Again, yes, I have and have had serious issues with God again, why he let me go through the shit that I went through. Why did I suffer like that? I don't think I deserved it. The abuse I took from women, and on some of these jobs and other shit that I had to endure and eat, I don't think was justified. Now, I know, yes, it could have been worse. But what kind of shit? I mean, that's kind of a negative way to be. Oh, it could have been worse. I don't want to be talking. What kind of living is that? I like to say it could be better and let me be moving toward that. Not, I'm in the shit house, but I should be content with this shit because it could be worse. Fuck that. As you can see, I'm aggressively going again. That's another thing. I'm letting the devil, everybody have it this year on certain things, depending on how I feel or how they come to me. My point in suggesting this is because God covenant by belief should not be mocked. Yeah, God not mocked. They say whatsoever man sow, he shall so reap. No, I tell you, no, I don't mock. At least mentally, I don't try to. Will not mock God, which is earth from the west, and God made a way for us to truly find grace in the west. Yes, there's a portion of grace, and I've seen some grace in the west. I've seen some mercy in different portions to different degrees over there. I'm going to tell you, for me personally, I found much more grace, more mercy in the Philippines, definitely more love in the Philippines. So I'm thirsty. And sometimes I have been thirsty. I would not say I'm thirsty now. I was somewhat thirsty in America, but because I had to go without for so many years, I got used to it. I just learned to cope and deal with it the best I could. I didn't enjoy it. I was mostly unhappy, pissed off. Again, felt like I was on the cross. Now I'm not thirsty here because I tell you, here, as opposed to when I was in America, and I've been here long enough to have been around this society and have been around Filipinos, I want a Filipino here. I can get one. I can get it. Ain't no about no thirst. I can go get it. Just like going to the 7-Eleven and say, I want to go get me a drink. Going to get me a drink. I can go out and get a drink here. The environment is different here. Yeah, I'm not thirsty. I ain't got to be thirsty here because satisfaction is here. Let me just say that. No, I'm not. I was thirsty. I was hungry and I was fed not. I was thirsty and I didn't get a drink. I was naked and nobody gave me no clothes. I was in prison and I was in prison and I was not visited there. All that has flipped since I've been to the Philippines. I'm out of prison. I'm fed. I'm not thirsty. Not hungry. I'm not out of doors. I got a place to be. And I have emotional and spiritual and mental security here, unlike what I had in America. In the East, I meant not the West. I need to correct this. When God blesses there away from the West, which I'm here, I'm away from the West. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. And believe me, my standards is my standard. And my standard number one is I'm not putting up with no bullshit from any American, any white man, Negro, nobody. I'm absolutely not taking no bullshit. That's the number one standard that I can tell you right now as far as me. And my slogan, Mr. Brown don't give a damn. And remember that shit. You don't like it, get the fuck out of my face. And I mean that in the name of Jesus. Now, don't go to the Philippines if you're thirsty because that thirst will send you down the wrong path. It can. It can send you down the wrong path. I think I was fortunate that on a personal level that God had a certain hedge of protection around me that I was able to encounter certain people in certain situations and, be navigated through that where I was not hurt or harmed. And I think that's the best thing that somebody can hope for. It's nothing wrong. Thirsty is a bad term, but I mean, if you're thirsty, you just thirsty. But definitely you should have your mind and soul and heart and everything, attitude prepared for I don't think this is a place you just get on a plane and just come over here. Now, some people do that because they have a limited scope. Some of them, you might have Pookie and Ray and Chad and Tyrone coming over here to come over here and get some of this Filipino. Let me say it like this: Filipino mango over here. They want to taste some of this and then go back to the country. I don't like people like that. I think you're a piece of shit. I don't like to see you in this country. Stay your ass in America, mother. Anyway, precisely Neil Davis. The man trick of the media puts on a pinaya that creates illusions. When they're interviewed by the local native like P and Dear Ann, who the hell is that? I don't know what you talking about, Dear Ann. Oh, you talking about, I don't even want to mention her name because both of them snubbed me. They always refer to the West as movie actors or sports stars. I don't know. I think they refer to the movie actors or sports stars, but I don't think the guy like me, they don't consider me no damn movie actor or sports star. I tell them, man, do you play basketball? Nope. Are you an actor? Nope. The images are fair to them and it's not the norm of master men from the West. Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm definitely not going to consider myself an athlete or a Hollywood star. And one of my sons said, "We don't need no Hollywood." Yeah. Creepy being 100%. Okay, whatever that was. I agree with you. Appreciation of beauty isn't necessarily lust. No. No, it isn't. Listen, as I was saying here before, and I'm gonna do a comparison, but I just hit this with you. I said before, most of the women I see here, because of the spirit in their aura, no matter whatever their age is, skin color, whatever how they physically look on the outside, I appreciate Filipino beauty. And like I say, even say I want to make love to just about every woman I see. I got that quote from Telly Savalas, who used to play Kojak. He said, "I want to make love to every woman I meet." I had to go research that, but that's where I got that from. But I feel more like that here. And I'm not necessarily lusting after the woman, but I definitely appreciate their beauty. That's right. Get my name right. Yeah, I'm not the. No, I'm not normal. I never have been normal. Since I was reading since I was the age of 2. As a baby, I was reading. No, I'm not normal. I wasn't normal. Western Black American man, because the ones I know are really thirsty when they get to the Philippines. Nope. No. I was receptive to the women. They were receptive to me. I even dated one. I arranged the first woman one of the first women I got to know here. And I talked about this. She wanted to date me. We had a date. We had a very nice time. Wonderful time. I don't think I ever had a good time with a woman like that on a date in the United States, period. Except, when I had a girlfriend at the age of 20. And I'm 66 now. So count the years. Okay. Yeah. So I was lucky with that. Like I said, they've been much more receptive to me here. I mean, I'm superstar material here. And that's not being bragging or boastful or arrogant. I'm now realizing what God put in me. And here I'm able to shine. I was not able to shine in America. I was not appreciated there. I was abused. That wasn't my place. That wasn't my home. It never was my home. I put up with that shit because that's where I was. I had no control over where I was born. But once I got to the realization that, hey, I can get the hell out of America, I got the hell up out of there. And I just shared a vlog this week, my live I did about getting the hell out of America. You laughing? Oh, you laughing at? I don't know if it was me or Link or whatever. I hear stories from random videos. Yeah, I mean, I want to say there may be less than 15 vloggers that I occasionally will follow or watch. Of course, Lily F. Tate is one, definitely Joy the Jungle, Jane Ultimate Filipina, Smart Girl Philippines. Of course, I follow Calvin. There's a few others. There may be about 10 Philippine annex. Shout out to them. I would say 15 or less than that I actually subscribe to and somewhat follow and at least try to watch their video on at least on a weekly basis. They found a white man that reminds them of a movie actor, but the thrill is gone. The fall comes, and it's the whole reality for a lot to get into. Again, I don't give a damn if they go for a white man. They didn't choose me. Like I said, I had a couple. I had one in particular. I felt that two, and they're related to each other. I ain't gonna name who they are, but they are vloggers from based out of Cebu, one Toledo City, Cebu City, that I felt snubbed me for a white man. Both of them. They're both cousins, and they snubbed me in behavior of a white man, and I dropped them right after that. I lost all respect and regard for them after they did that. And then one of them messed around and got pregnant by one of the white men. He done flew the country. So, she satisfied. She got her white man, got her white baby. Enjoy it. You know what I say? MF them. Link over truly getting the North South side of comparing us to movie actors. Yeah, like I say, I'll tell you in a minute. Ain't no basketball. Michael Jordan was my brother-in-law. That's true. I'm related to some movie actors such as there's a couple movie actors. It'll come to me in a minute. She was the first black female Bond girl. She played in Live and Let Die. That's my cousin. Gloria Hendry. Yeah, related to her. Related to movie actors. Related to basketball star. My first cousin is Brian Russell, who was on the Utah Jazz team, who was the defender of Michael Jordan. We had the winning shot over him 2 years in a row. That's my first cousin or second cousin. So I'm related to movie actors and basketball stars, but I'm not one. Question to us Western men, just because the numbers over in the West seem to be, what numbers are you talking about? Just because the numbers over in the West seem to our advantage. What numbers are you talking about that's to my advantage in the West? Did you mean the East? Clarify that. Well, should we abuse if we get the consequences? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Because I don't feel like I got no number advantage in America. Hell no. America, we judged by God for a terrible history on treatment of black people. Don't say treatment of Americans. Treatment of black people and the indigenous. I'm looking forward to that happening and seeing some of that, the fall of America, which they've been saying has been coming for some time now. Hopefully it will, but my irritation with God is he seems to be pleased to let them keep doing the shit they've been doing to us all the time and letting them get away with it. So, I mean, that's my frustration with that. I've been hearing, God's going to judge them, but he proceeded to let black genocide be perpetrated right there in my city of Chicago, where they basically done a successful genocide against black people in Chicago, Illinois. I ain't going to get into that rabbit hole. 100% agreement. I don't know what you're agreeing with. Something to think about. If we had bad luck on America due to interference, I guess, from programming, and are blessed to find a wife from the East, should this be grace for God and not take this for granted? I ain't jumping up and down for that. I wasn't programmed by the shit that went on in America. I was affected by it. It certainly made an impression on me that I had to endure for all those years. And yeah, maybe I'm blessed to meet who I've met over here, but that's because I had the consciousness to get my ass up and realize there wasn't shit for me of good in America, and I had the hell out of there. And I had enough sense to see that what I want for me and my soul is in the Philippines, and that's why I'm here. Geach, you want to suggest some brother? The cause of the P was her not accepting you. Man, I truly understand the powerful connection you felt. However, she's made it clear. Yes, she's made it clear. On a personal level, I'm over that. But the closure, and I told her, the closure is not over. The closure is going to come this year with part 2 of the ministry. The ministry is in 2 parts. The first part came out in 2024. 3. Prior to me, or when I came to the Philippines, I released the ministry. Second part of the ministry, God willing, 2026. And that's when the closure is going to be, because I am closing the books on that whole ministry, music project. And if it's God's will, she sees fit to be a part of that, that would be dynamic. I mean, that would be the equivalent of a tsunami, the equivalent of a typhoon, the equivalency of an earthquake, should me and P come together in a certain way. But I'm prepared for that closure, whatever. I'll leave that in the hands of God. But I'm putting the request out there. United States is so-called a Christian nation doesn't make it true. It's not true. It can have the Christian name, but is it like the Christ that we've been told about? No. And I always point this out. I remember right, the followers of Jesus will call Christians by the enemies of Jesus, which means they will probably call Christians mockingly. They will call Christians by the enemies of Jesus. Remember that, okay? She's in the white men, and that's okay. Consider this God save you for a life of heartbreak. No, well, it wouldn't have been no life of heartbreak from her. I mean, man, I would have loved to have had a shot with her. I mean, she's a musician. She's beautiful to look at, young, fresh, man, shoot. If I had a shot at that, I would have definitely taken it. But like I said, and I told y'all that on the video, we were supposed to get together, and she stood me up along with 2 of her associates. And that's part of the reason why I left Cebu. Because that pissed me off. The way they snubbed me and didn't even have the decency to call me. And she never did call me. I ended up calling John, because at least John would give me her phone number, and said, I'm like, bitch, you had to tell me you didn't come. You didn't come to like you promised. You didn't meet. Hell, you didn't even call me. You didn't even give me that respect. So, damn that. And then don't get me started with her sister, her cousin, who said I was going to be her first interview with a foreigner. Then she went and got a white man. Pissed me off. And that's me after coming all the way to the Philippines. This motherfucker, I don't know whether he came to the Philippines or not. No, oh man, I'm over that. Like I said, I look at her now, respect. Matter of fact, she's on my TikTok because I guess I must have liked her channel or something. I'm deleting that shit tonight. I don't want her popping up in my TikTok feed. Her and her white baby. Years of media has a grip on a lot of outside companies. Of course, it's an influence. When we see this kindly move on, it allows to align. Well, you deal with people you say they are. Like I said, I've been pretty well received by people in the barangay, in the urban city, especially like Cebu. I was a hood rambler. And also San Carlos, and also the provincial towns of Negros and Leyte and Mindanao. Received well as a black man. I don't think I was overly stared at or nothing. I mean, people generally were friendly, smiled at me, treated me friendly, everything. Woman over there that will bless my life with everything. Yes, well, that, to an extent, that has already happened. I've already been blessed by women here. Already been blessed. That has happened. And like I said, would I receive this type of blessing from in America? Hell no. A lot of couples are with unlocked people, but it's okay to adjourn until they figure out what it went wrong. Like I said before, out of people who got the physical piece of paper and went to the ceremony, got the marriage license, they shouldn't have never got contracted like that. They're not truly married. They just got a legal contract to get together. I was thinking the other day, you know, they have what they call gay marriage in America. And as for me, I'm cool with it because marriage in America is basically it's a business deal anyway. It's a legal business deal to govern your relationship, certain things, according to the civil law there in America, certain guidelines or what have you. So, two men can get married over there. And I'm saying like this, two men can get married. They don't even have to be gay. They don't even have to be homosexual. But they can be married to have that legal contract to deal with their property or other things that's going on. They can put themselves on each other's medical plan and stuff like that. So it's a lot to that. I don't know if you all remember this show starring William Shatner, who was Captain Kirk on Star Trek. He had a series called Boston Legal, where, of course, he was a lawyer. He was on there. It also starred James Spader. James Spader, who I believe was an actor in a movie called Stargate. And one of their last episodes, they dealt with William Shatner and the partner with James, that was played by James Spader. They were talking about, because they legalized gay marriage, they talk about getting married, and they were talking about the legal ramifications of them getting married. Of course, they were not gay. It was nothing about that. It was about the business aspect of being married, and a lot of that, these marriages, quote unquote, they're business deals. Somebody may be in it for the money. They may be in it for the show. They may be in it for the sex. They may be in it for what other benefits. But, is it a marriage in the traditional sense that we might have thought of coming up in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and that back in that time? Not necessarily. And then you open up your heart, like I said. Here, it has paid off handsomely. It will pay off handsomely to you or anyone to open up your heart to people here, male or female. Don't have to be romantic. It can be business. It can be just association, friendly, associate basis. You might meet somebody if you go to church, you might see people in church who you may get to know. They might invite you over for dinner, or they may give you a ride, or refer you to a barber or another service provider, recommend to you a carpenter or plumber or a laborer or painter or something like that. And I've experienced much of that here in the Philippines, especially in Davao City, where I've made a lot of friendly, I would say a lot of friendly acquaintances here. Nowhere, almost non-existent in America. Non-existent. I'm going to tell you, America, most of them, the average person I dealt with there, they're trash. You're goddamn trash. And I meant that shit. Cool, related to Brian Russell. Yep. I got a picture of me and him. I'll post it. Eventually, I'm going to put it on the thumbnail slideshow. Yeah, related to Brian Russell. Hopefully one day I'll meet Michael. I told you he's my brother-in-law. My brother was married to his wife, Juanita's sister. And I do have pictures from that wedding of my brother marrying Juanita's sister. I'm going to find those and post them. God rest her soul. Margaret was her name. She passed away a few years ago. She got 2 children. She had 2 children by my brother, Gerald, who's a Christian minister. And last, I truly believe God had made a way for us, mature and God-fearing men, to go over there and set the standards correct and find true love that's not abused or abusive. Yeah, gives them a better view of us. Yes, I advise any young man. I was talking to my nephew, James, and I think he's like 23, 24 years old. I told him, any way you can, if you can get yourself some kind of independent income generation source or get your money up, I told him he's welcome to come over here and visit me here in Davao City. This is the place to be for a young up-and-coming black man. A lot of us have been the rejected stones because a lot of us have been considered goofy, nerdy. I've been called the nutty professor. I've been called Steve Urkel, stuff like that. Straight-laced man, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do weed, don't have the real devices. Like I said, God-fearing, but just may not be, show the pimp or the thug or the Don Juan type guy. This is the place for you. You can find, especially if you want to be right and righteous and respectful when it comes to young women, this is the place. These women are, I found, to be the best. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, America. I'm not sorry for your monk ass. Because y'all allowed yourself to go into the abyss with this feminism and stuff, the masculinization of women, and the feminism of men over there, or the effeminacy of men over there, and the masculinization of the women over there. Whatever. Ain't for that. I don't like it. Country's going to hell, as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, that's Death Valley over there. That's Death Valley. And I wanted to get married 46 years ago. My woman, the woman I should have been with, was in the Philippines. And that's what's one thing that I regret so much, that I was stuck over there in that hellhole called America. Spiritually speaking, God closes doors. Yep. Well, you know what? He damn sure closed a lot of doors in my face. Over the 64 years I put up with that American shit, a whole lot of doors was closed on my ass. So he sees it, whatever. Like, did I like that shit? No. I tell you honestly, it is now. But no, it's not a religious channel. No, it's not a religious channel, but we have religious people who are interacting here, communicating, and spiritually inclined people such as I. Definitely spiritually inclined. I won't say I'm religious at all. Spiritual, yes. When I was a younger person, I was more religious, more dogmatic. When I was with Nation of Islam, Jehovah's Witness, Church of Christ, Travelers Rest Spiritual Church, Baptist, whatever I was with, I was more religious when I was younger. Now has evolved into I'm more spiritual now. I respect all religions, quote unquote religious camps or whatever, sects. When I say sex, I mean SECTS. I respect sex. SECTS. And yes, I do respect sex. SEX. All praises due to God. That's something that you have a 60 some years you learn to do and have the more proper perspective and respect toward certain things, including sex, dating, relationship, all that. You interview with Jane Altman. Oh, Frank, are you the 60-some-year-old guy that I told you to reach out to me that I want to interview you? Yeah, I saw your interview, and a lot of stuff that you were talking about, I could identify with. And, I was like, when I first saw you, my first impression is, who is this? Who is this guy? Because I think if you not take no offense, you looking kind of nerdy and all that. But like I said, I can't say nothing because I was Steve Urkel. But no, a lot of what you said, Frank, I identified with and had empathy and sympathy for what you said. And from what I see, I have a positive impression of you since I've seen you. And I want to, I like to interview you. Get me on Facebook if you want to. Let me see. Let me give you my Facebook. My Facebook. If you on Facebook, I use it basically for Messenger. Anwar G Lion. Anwar G Lion is my Facebook. And my email. Everybody use it. And make sure you all are liking and sharing and subscribing my new channel, Geechee Line Music Radio. Yeah, Geechee Line's Journey at Gmail. Here's my email, please. Join my email. Or should I say go there? It'll pop up in a minute. Yeah, I saw that interview, Frank. Yeah, get with me, Geechee Line Journey at gmail.com. Yeah, let's get together, man, soon. Yeah, I saw you, Frank. It was a very good interview. You haven't seen that interview with Frank and Jane. Jane is proven to be a good friend of mine too. I mean, we hit it off immediately when I saw her. She's beautiful. I mean, wow. And I told her, hope nobody takes offense or somebody want to be jealous, you just go ahead and be jealous. Jane is a fine woman. She's beautiful. And she has some wonderful qualities. I like her personality. When I first met her, we hit it off immediately. And I like the fact that she made herself accessible to me. I've never seen P, never spoke to P. Jane made the effort to interview me. When she came to the Vow, and she's beautiful. I told her, man, if I had gotten to know you and chatted with you as much as I did with Sweet Pea, I would have been dealing with you. Oh yeah. Now on the surface, it may not look like it, but Jane give P a run for her money. Neil, not everyone will, but some will hear his calling. The lion has God in him. We can see this. And one day God will insert. Yeah, definitely. God, a lion, he has God in me. Yeah. Ain't no question. And especially, and I'm coming more and more to the realization that he's in me, especially with the music that I'm doing. I believe one of my main purposes is to produce this music that God has brought through me, and it is my calling, and I've been chosen to release and produce this music. You've already seen I've released 7 albums, 7 since 2023. I've released 7 albums. Look for, in the name of God, look for 5 more albums to come in 2026. Why does it sound like a lot, don't it? No, it's not a lot at all for God. It is not a lot for God. Remember that. I meant unyoke couples, by the way. Okay, that's kind of about with the marriage thing. You talked to Michael Jordan at a catering event. Man, I wish I could see him so I could say, hey, brother-in-law. Yes, I was his brother-in-law all through the championship years. Okay? Brother-in-law. I mean, and nobody else on the planet. Let me see. Only about 4 or 5 other. No. Let me take that back. Only 4 people on the planet can say that they were brother-in-law with Michael Jordan and cousin to Brian Russell. Only 4 people can say that, me and my 3 siblings, by my mother. Don't forget my email there. Use it. Lily ran off. No, Lily, she, don't forget she is married. It is 11:35. It might be her bedtime. Oh, that's cool. Love Lily. Lily's wonderful. All due respect. And like I said, I know Frank won't mind taking her back to Chicago and showing her all. Yeah, Lily is nice. I found her to be quite frank. No pun intended. But I found Lilibeth to be frank. No pun intended. She married to Frank Tate. I like the response being spiritual. Yep, spiritual. Yeah, it ain't. You ain't necessarily gotta be with no camp or put no name on yourself. Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever you want to put, Buddhist, whatever. Ain't going by the name. I'm going by how you are. The content of your character, the content of your attitude, the content of your actions. Amen, Holy Ghost. So do you do spiritual music? Not to make money, but to uplift the name of the Lord, and that's correct. I have done some. One of my most famous spiritual songs, I'm going to see whether I got it on my media outlets. If I got it, I'll play it. But about 3 years ago, I went to bed late one night, and I was not writing a whole lot of music then. I wasn't even thinking about writing no music. I went to bed, and for some reason, the next morning, I got up maybe 4 o'clock. It was before dawn. And for some reason, I couldn't go back to sleep. I had insomnia. I couldn't go to sleep. And then the spirit came on me and told me, get up. Get out of bed. Get up. Because some music was coming in my mind and some lyrics were coming in my mind. And God, I'm going to say it was God, because I wasn't thinking about it. God said, get up out of the bed, walk over to your keyboard, walk over to your keyboard and write this song. And the song was called Prepare for the Coming of the Lord. Prepare for the Coming of the Lord was the name of that song. And like I said, I was not even thinking about no Lord or nothing like that. I just got up and I said, God wrote that. It wasn't me, because I wasn't even thinking about it. So as I'm trying to look on my computer here to see whether I have this item on this computer, I'm going to play it if I can find it. But let me make one more look and see if this song is on here. Ah, yeah, it is. So let me go back. Let me go back to my YouTube StreamYard here. And I'm going to see if I can Sidney Gibson. Yeah, somebody I met on song Sunshine Shoulders. He just responded to a message. More music, add music. As we hopefully get ready to close out here, I'm gonna see what else. Yeah, here it is. Here, let me upload it so then it'll be there. But yeah, I uplifted. I have several songs, of course. I reckon, like I said, I recognize God. Absolutely. I don't play with that. When I went over there to build houses, yeah, this was in Leyte. I was there for about almost a month, and I plan on doing maybe getting on another program. The program I was with, the organization was called All Hands and Hearts, and it was headed by supermodel Petra Nemkova. I believe they're going to have another house building or school building project here in the Philippines next month. And I probably want to get involved with it. I may want to go over there maybe for 3 days, 4 days, or whatever. But that's something I plan on doing. And I will say this. Let me announce this. Is I'm starting a weekly live karaoke show here based out of Davao City. I'm looking to do a partnership with All Hands and Hearts. And I want to make them, unless something else comes along, unless God leads me somewhere else, I'm going to make All Hands and Hearts my official charity that's operating in the Philippines. I want to have my show directly financially benefit All Hands and Hearts on reconstruction process and projects here in the Philippines. So I'm here. I'm going to be taking a note from Calvin, not copying off of him because he didn't teach me charity. God taught me charity. Nation of Islam taught me charity. But I'm saying that's a way that I think that I can engage with the Filipinos here and also benefit them as well while I'm here. When I went over there to build houses, and you talking about the clubbing, with any Panay I met that I remain connected to, no. There was one that I was quite fond of, but she like cut it off, cut me off. I want to say when she left the program, she stayed there maybe about 6 days. When she left, I didn't hear from her anymore. I think I might have asked her for her phone number, but she didn't give it to me. So no, there was none there was none of them at all that I'm connected to. Not at all. I had more connections with some of the people that I met when I was in Mexico. But even with them, I'm not in regular contact with any of them either. But I'm going to talk about that experience. I'm going to be sharing some video and posts about that. This was long before I had a YouTube channel. I was in Mexico in 2018. So, I didn't hit YouTube until 2023. So you're talking about 5 years. But I plan on sharing some of my experiences there. And Frank, yeah, you messaged me on Facebook. Okay, thanks. I'm going to get back with you. That means you on there. We're going to get together on that. As a matter of fact, you see this hat? It's an eagle. So it reminds you, I think one of the official birds of the Philippines is a Philippine eagle, which is they had that museum and wildlife sanctuary here near where I am here in Davao City. But this hat here, I got in Mexico. I got it in Cancun, I believe, while I was visiting Mexico. So this is the Passport Brother souvenir, this hat right here. And I've been on here over 2 hours, which is great, man. Man, I appreciate y'all engaging with me tonight. I was so glad to Neil Davis come on, my man, and of course, Link. Frank Coates. Again, we gonna get together, inshallah. My dear Lilibeth, who's I said she's very frank, no pun intended, and all the few other people. If I didn't get your name here, that you might have come in and joined in, and I know some of you are ghost watching. That's fine. Why don't you at least, hopefully, that you have at least subscribed to my channel and shared it. I mean, even if you don't like this, you didn't give me a like. It's more important to me that you share this to your social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Share it, and that you are a subscriber. And then if you like, cool. If you want to help me financially a little bit, get yourself a $5 weekly subscription to Geechee Line Music Radio, which is my music streaming service, which is operation 24/7. Okay, that's going on right now. Week trial subscription, $5. You can't beat that. And I know my music is worth $5 million. So be it the will of God. Now, we're going to end this tonight. Oh, okay, Link. We go to more. Thank y'all for coming. What's shocking regarding P, she's created tons of videos on how their culture are not about dating dark-skinned men. Have you reviewed any of them before falling for her when you see her videos? I rarely watch her video now. I mean, I pretty much stopped watching P a couple years ago. Occasionally, I will look at her a little bit. As a matter of fact, there's a video that she did recently that I plan on doing a reaction video to. So yes, P, I'm getting ready to react to you publicly and strongly on my channel. But I don't get that their culture. I would say that definitely the preference is for white men. Oh, absolutely. I think that's something that's been made loud and clear, that they prefer white. They want the white to copulate with, and they want to have their babies, such as a couple of the lady that I told you about from Taboo had her white baby, and also the one from Leyte, who was also doing karaoke for a while. She done got her white baby, and I think that woman is in her late 40s, and she just had a baby, just had a white baby, yes. But personally, to me, I don't see any issue with me being black here. I can pull, man, if I'm so inclined, such in the mind of the reception of the people has been such, the perception of the women has been such, that they treated me again with kindness, respect, willing to be friendly. That's what I found here. Versus America, where you got to watch your back, worry about whether you got to hurt a son of a gun, or kill or be killed, or hurt or be hurt over there. Philippines is not like that. Filipinas are a lot like that. They're not into you like that, and they're not married and available. They'll let you know in a respectful way. And one thing I think I like about Filipinos too, they respect their men. If they're dealing with a man, they got a husband, they let you know, I'm married. Or if they're checking out a guy that's their boyfriend, I got a boyfriend. That's what I've seen, that they are very respectful. The fact, if they have a man in their life, they let you know respectfully. Like I said, if you come to them like any inkling that you may be interested in them, they'll respectfully let you down easy or whatever, let you know, hey, I'm the way P told me though, it was kind of cold-blooded. But you know, she just said it matter-of-factly. But like what I told her, I can't believe you didn't know that I was having feelings for you, girl. But that's what she told me. I had no idea that you were feeling that way about me, even after chatting all those months. And I was, whatever. She's always doing Star Trek, which shows you where her heart is. Um, well, Star Trek is one of her characters that she did on Star Trek. Uh, no, it didn't link. I didn't even get a chance to get up off the ground before I could even say anything to her about that. Hey, I like to get to know you, blase, blase. She told me that she was taken already. So that ship didn't even have a chance to leave the beach. Okay? No pun intended. So it wasn't that. And I whatever. If her taste is white men, whatever. I don't know. She has not indicated who the dude is from America that she was dealing with. She hadn't indicated whether he's white or black. Now I'm going to take a leap here and say he's a white man. But she does not impress me as someone who's derogatory of black men or think black men are less than. I never got that from her. Because if I thought that, why would I be crazy, some may say, or delusional, or to think that I could have a chance with her or have the feelings that I have for her, which was my mental illness, and I confessed to it, and I tried to talk to a therapist and all that old kind of shit. Be that as it may, me and P are not through. And this say we're gonna have closure. Like I say, me, I'm not going with her. Ain't no relationship, not personal. Hopefully, though, we can do something, that's gonna be beneficial business wise or to the Philippines. I would like to see that happen where something can be done to be beneficial to the Philippines and to business. But yes, we talked about my song. We talked about spiritual song, and I talked about prepare for the coming of the Lord. I'm going to let me invite you all now. Hopefully, you all have share this first to your social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, of course. Share this broadcast. Share my channel. Subscribe to the channel and like. And please join me over at my new channel and subscribe there. Hit the notification bell. Geechee Line Music Radio, my new channel. We got a special event tomorrow evening, live from Davao City. I'm going to be doing a karaoke show, probably for about an hour. I have a private club here that I've made an arrangement. It's a club that I guess I'm a member of. And we're going to be doing some live music. I mean, some live musicians playing some music as well as karaoke. And I'm on a plan to do this every Saturday. So I want y'all to come over there, invite, again, share Geechee Line Music Radio, which is my other YouTube channel, my new channel. Meet me over there tomorrow night, live from Davao City. Yours truly, Geechee Line will be singing. You'll probably get a special appearance from Imperial Brown and the Passport Brothers and T-Line Soul, and of course, good old plain Anwar himself. So we're going to close out today and tonight with that song I was telling you about, Prepare for the Coming of the Lord. And it's by my artist Imperial Brown in the Million Seller. Oh, would you say, Link? Did not say she is against. She made it clear the culture looked down. Yes, they look down on darker toned people. I just asked a lady tonight, and she's a Marina, and I asked her, will you ever insulted or put down or discriminated against because of your brown skin. Her skin is about maybe a little bit lighter than mine, but she's definitely brown. And she said, "Oh, you're dark," like that, like a put down. Uh, so yes, that's here. But like I said, I tell every chance I get, the Morena Filipina, most beautiful women in the world, the women and girls that I've seen here, the brown skinned Filipino, no comparison. I mean, other ethnic groups and groups have their little points about them. There's something about that Filipina, that Morena. Yeah, Geechline Music Radio. Check out the YouTube channel, but also look at the orange lettering on the bottom. I have a music streaming service. Go to my website, geechlinemusic.com, and sign up for my music streaming service. It's like Spotify. I've taken a lot of my music, they're not on Spotify, not on Apple and Google. I have my own music streaming service that for my music, that my showcase and my music. When you subscribe there, most of the money goes to me. People go subscribe to Spotify. Do you know that people can have 1 million streams of a song and maybe get paid $50? No, forget that. I ain't doing that. I use Spotify and them just for the advertise the full length song. If you want to hear the full length song, you got to go to my streaming service, Geechline Music Radio, where you can buy the download and or listen to it full length on my streaming service. I just use Spotify and them just for advertising. Yeah, a woman has graceful ways. And I found the Filipina has graceful ways of letting the guy down, except being harsh. Mostly, what I found in America is they've been harsh as hell. But there's ways to communicate that. And then I guess if a woman is not that serious about a person, they respond differently. Her saying she has someone, yeah, keeping the door open for a different suitor. But in the case of P, she flatly said she's taken. And then I've had the situation here where the person flatly said, "Hey, I'm married," or flatly said, or I flatly knew that they had a boyfriend. So that, or I'm not dating anyone. I'm not interested. I'm just saying hypothetical. They may not have, I might not have had the situation happen to me, but it may be somebody who might have had children. Hey, I got children. I'm not dating. Or I'm still married, quote unquote. Don't get involved with me, blase, blase. You know what I'm saying? So, Neil, LOL, are you a brother as well? I guess you asking, is he black? Oh, it doesn't matter is he black or white. You can always be my brother, if no matter if you're black or white. But it is a distinction when you come on my channel or you come on Calvin's channel. Yes, it is something to make a point whether you white or black or not. Yeah, there is some context to that because your response is going to be different whether you are black or white. A white American, a white person is not going to react to certain matters the way that a black man will. Lily, that's what I'm talking about. You know your husband who's black and from Chicago like I am is not going to respond the same as your average white man from America or from another country. You know this because you married to a black man. That's what I'm talking about. It makes a difference who you are. That's another thing I'm gonna probably be dealing with, inshallah, with a future vlog. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, black people, I'm saying they're gonna see certain things differently than people who are not black. Okay, that's just the way it is, Elvis. All right. Ah! So anyway, nice to see you back here, Lily. Like I said, Lily, I appreciate the fact, and I made a joke about this. You probably didn't hear me, that I admire the fact that Lilibeth is so frank, no pun intended, that you're so frank. You know, you have that frankness of your personality. Yeah, no pun intended, you married the Frank. Yeah. I'm saying you are Frank, huh? Neil Davis, what'd you say? Yes, Link, you black. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you black, well, be black and proud, you know. And that's where I see when I see these brown skinned Filipinos here and Filipino. And I tell you, I smile when I see some of these Filipinos around here, the brown skinned ones. I said, I'm gonna like that. You realize how beautiful you are, even though some people may be discriminating against you or putting you down because you got brown skin. I'm gonna always let you know that I love you and your brown skin. There's a couple of them that I tell them all the time. I love your brown skin. Absolutely. Geechee go to her interview videos closely. You talking about P? When she asked the question, who mean a foreigner, who they prefer? Yeah, most of them I ain't got to listen to that. Most of them prefer white. I know that, but I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. If you prefer white, then go ahead to that, make that known, so I'm not wasting my time with you. Go ahead and get your white man. Go and get your white baby. Go ahead. I'll be about, you get with me, it's going to be about trying to get a black baby, a brown baby. How about that? So just so you know, I have white in my background. I'm part Irish and British and Scottish and all that stuff, but you never know that by looking at me. Ah! Like I said, yeah, no, I mean the color of skin doesn't matter. It's how people think. But as a rule, if you take somebody, a black man out of Chicago and a white man from Kansas, they are not going to have the same viewpoint of what's going on in the environment and system. No, they're going to be different. I guarantee you that. Just like I was very different when I went to boarding school in Andover, Massachusetts. I went to the same boarding school that President George Bush went to. I went to the same school that President George Bush, Sr. and Jr., and his brother Jared went to. I went to that exact same school. The year after I left that school, John F. Kennedy Jr. came to that same school that I went to back in the mid 1970s. So did I come there with the same perspective as them? Hell no. You thought you're Maserati. Yeah, you're Maserati. And I said Maserati. I think that means delicious. And you are, Lilibeth. You are absolutely Maserati, with all due respect. Lily, I would like if P could interview you. You were like, if P could interview Lily, I don't know if Lily would even give a damn about being interviewed by P. I mean, obviously, it may be abuse to her subscriber and viewership, possibly, but I think if enough people, I think P has done several videos regarding skin tone. She did one I remember where she made herself appear more brown on camera. I remember that. I think she called it Skin Deep or something like that. And what's funny is the song I wrote about her called Sweet Girl P. I talked about her lovely brown skin because she had gotten a tan or something. I said, your lovely brown skin reminds me of cinnamon. Oh, a tasty delight. I was talking about Filipina P. What's good, Olive? I don't know. I don't see nobody named Olive on this chat. Some Filipino skin color matters. Yeah, to some Filipino, yes, it does. It's the intellect. Yes, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow, my YouTube channel is called I Must Be Totally Frank. Yes. Frank, no pun intended. Frank means straightforward and coming at you with straight, no chaser. That's frank. Blunt, brusque, if you will. That's frankness. Not being politically correct. Link, I hope people interview. Lilibeth, is that something you're soliciting? I mean, have you tried to reach out to P and ask her to interview you? Because I don't know how she comes up with the people that she has interviewed. She did interview Sharon. I can't think of anybody else of note that P has interviewed, because P has not. I don't think she's interviewed Jane. She has not interviewed Joy. I don't think she's even married. I don't think she interviewed the Cebu crowd. Only one I remember that she interviewed definitely was Sharon Lapu Lapu. Lily, we know. How can you admit these issues? So, yeah, of course, we know that. Some people have a color struck. And that what you're talking about. I think Lilibeth, I think he's talking about being the color struck, preferring the white skin with the white lightning and putting the morena down and all that stuff. So I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah. But I've been on, and I appreciate y'all coming here. I've been on here almost 3 hours, but I'm actually going to get ready to wrap it up here. I'm going into my media assets. I'm going to end this with the song I talked about earlier, Prepare for the Coming of the Lord. Again, join, subscribe to Geechee Line Music Radio, the streaming service, by going to the website, and also subscribe, like, and share my new channel, which is also called Geechee Line Music Radio. Do that. Check me out, inshallah, God willing, tomorrow for my live karaoke show live from Davao City at our private club here located in Davao City tomorrow night. I don't know exactly what time, but I'm going to say between 6 and 9 p.m. All right? Yeah, Skin Deep. Yeah, Skin Deep. I knew it was Skin something. So anyway, Neil, thank you for, some Filipinos are not, they're not friendly. They're snubby. Yes, they are, of course. And like I said, they snubbed me. All the Cebu crowd snubbed me. I didn't appreciate that. But anyway, tonight we're going to get into the media assets. We're going to talk about and end this with prepare for the coming of the Lord. And we appreciate you all coming tonight. And hopefully this music, prepare for the coming of the Lord. Must get ready and prepare for the coming of the Lord.
He's coming soon. He may be already here. Walking on in fear, directing anger.
Thank you, little bell.
Move as such we can as much afford.
Yeah, Lilibeth, if you're still on, I want to see is it the way you can join my broadcast tomorrow. And broadcast tomorrow, maybe join me on stream, y'all. We can talk about it. Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Must get ready and prepare
for the
for the coming of the Lord. He's coming soon. He may be already here. Walking not in fear nor acting anger. To move as such we can as much afford. Open up your heart to help a stranger. Prepare, get ready for the coming of the Lord. Of the Lord. Is futility held up in Harlem? They bear the cross, they're so lost in LA.
Yeah.